What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about what's going on with NIO stock in the overall market. I'm also going to break down some big things coming up for next week and what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500 into the account, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you put in $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 free stocks. The offer ends in a couple of days anyways. Now let's talk about NIO. NIO had a very, very boring day. This thing just kind of consolidated. We did push higher in the morning to about 6.35 before we came back down. We just continue to trade sideways. Now, despite the fact that we traded sideways, we are about to get a bullish cross on our PPO 30 minutes time frame. So we might see a little pop when we open on Tuesday. The reason I said Tuesday is because the stock market is going to be closed on Monday. As you guys know, it's going to be President's Day, George Washington's birthday, and that's going to be very important. Now, when the market opens on Tuesday, there's not really much data coming out, but then here are the earnings, at least for the upcoming week. We have a lot of retail coming out. We have like Walmart, the Home Depot, and a few others. We also have Nvidia's earnings on Wednesday, which is going to have a big effect on the markets, not to mention a few others. So we'll be watching to see what happens with Nvidia. It's going to be very important by the middle of the week, and that's going to dictate how the market moves. NIO got 41 million in volume, not bad whatsoever. I'm going to be watching to see what happens with the short volume. I also want to note that the price-price ratio is bouncing a little bit because NIO is gaining some strength. So going to next week on Tuesday when the market opens again, let's see if NIO could pop a little bit back up to 6.25. When we get these crossovers, we do tend to see NIO push a bit, so it is looking like it might make an attempt to do so. But SPY is looking a little bit weak right now. We're going to be watching the 30 minutes 200 EMA. If we lose this, a bigger drop is coming. If we hold this, we could rebound towards 500 and then reject. I think it might rebound first before it does end up making a move down. This could be a topping formation, so we formed a double top at 503. So watch that very carefully. On Tesla's barely holding the 50 EMA. If we lose this, it's going to be sinking back down towards 195. If we hold above this, it could try to bounce. So be a little bit careful with Tesla. I do think Tesla has a nice inverse head and shoulders like pattern developing on the bigger time frames, but I still recommend being very careful with it. It is possible Tesla tries to break out and tries to fill this gap at 207 at the very least. And the pattern is still bullish, so it does favor the upside, but just be careful because of the overall markets just to be safe. The market could kind of act as an anchor for it. Apple's trying to bounce on 182. We'll see if that holds. So I'd just be very patient with this nonetheless. And essentially the same thing is going on with the QQQ. We'll have to see if this thing could try to base as well. It is looking kind of bearish right now. There's a risk of it coming down towards 429 and 427 in my opinion. Not looking the strongest, so just be a little bit careful with it. Nvidia might make an attempt to push approaching its earnings. It's looking a little bit weaker on the 4-hour, but it's holding 726. 725 is our main support. It's holding up that. And we have resistance at 740. We've been going back and forth for multiple days. So we'll see what it does. Does it bounce off of this approaching its earnings or not? We'll just be very patient. Anyways, that's it for the main 5 I typically go over. NIO might try to bounce going into next week as it's still showing some strength. But always be careful because after that, we have, the FOMC minutes on Wednesday and NVIDIA's earnings. So Wednesday is going to be a massive day. Until then, I'll be talking more about everything else. So I'll keep giving you guys some updates about NIO throughout the weekend. We have a long weekend ahead of us. We'll see how things go. Take care, guys. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Have a good one, and peace out.